Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to share this DIY with you, and if you'd like to see how you make your beach wave hairspray, please keep on watching. So this is, that hairspray that you use when you want to get all that kind of like beach wave and your hair has that nice flowing bounce and that look, the look that when you curl your hair but it looks like if you just roll out of bed kind of look. That's the one I'm talking about. So if you like to see how you can make your own hairspray, let's get started. Now, if you have, now I have very straight hair, but if you have frizzy hair, all those kind of little variations, I will share with you at the very end. So let's go with the basics, and then I have some little extra stuff that I will share with you. For the basics, you need water, and you want to get the water warm because the next ingredient is sea salt, and that's like the basis for this homemade recipe. So you need warm water, sea salt, so that the sea salt can melt. Now I'm using, it looks like if I'm using very little water, and that's because I'm using a small spray bottle. Now you can get these spray bottles from any beauty store, any drug store. They sell them like this, or even larger size bottles. I just love these because whatever homemade stuff I make, I can always take it if I have to travel, or if I have to take it to the office, anywhere with me. These are easy to move around as against a big jar. But if you're gonna make this for home and you're gonna use it number of times, you can actually use this in a big jar. Make a big jar, like one of these. Make a whole jar, and then you can just refill it in your little bottle. But I just like to make it in my little bottle. When it's finished, I just make some more. Not a problem. And I'm not a hairspray person, so that this lasts me for maybe a month into 2 months. And the great thing is that it does not go bad. So you have your water, your sea salt, and the next ingredient you would need would be gel. And gel, any type of gel. This is just the gel I use. You can use any type of gel that you use that gives a hold, and the gel is what is going to help hold in those curls, or to keep your hair soft and bouncy. No, I said soft. Now those two ingredients will not keep your hair soft. So what you need to do is add some oils. So you can opt for extra virgin olive oil and add a couple drops, or you can opt out for coconut oil. Now if you're going to use coconut oil, you want to make sure that you have it diluted and it's not in its like solid form. So what I decided to do for this one is that I like to put a drop of both in my hairspray. Now if you have straight hair like me, you'll want to put a little extra of gel, because you need to have that hold in your hair to keep it, because you have straight hair. If you have hair that's frizzy and already curled hair, but you need to just keep it in place with a little bounce still and not too curly, you can use whatever frizz or detangler or anything that you use personally to help your hair not to be too tight with the curls. You can actually put a couple drops into this hairspray and it will help with that. In addition to that, I like to give it a little scent, so I have some essential oils here with some fragrance oil. I have buttercream, and I have warm vanilla sugar. So I'm going to put a couple drops in this so that it can have a scent and my hair can smell. I actually was unable to put these in my body scrubs because I couldn't find them. I went on a hunt and I found them. In addition, all the fragrance oils, all these things are optional. I also have pigments, and the pigments give a nice little sheen. You can, if you want, throw in some glitters. If you want to have your hair all glittery and stuff, you can do that. But for me, I like to go with just put a little bit of pigment in it. It just gives a nice sheen. Your hair looks radiating, especially if you're going to the beach and you want it to be fun, or if you're going out at night and you want to have that kind of bounce and curl to your hair. This is Harlan Rustic's pigment in satin, and this has like a silver base, and this is their pigment in lightning, which is more of a gold base. So depending on which one you want, I put a little bit of each because I can never decide. So let's get started. So you have your water. Now because I'm using a bottle that has a narrow mouth, I actually got this little measuring cup that has a spout, so this is going to be helpful. However, I'm going to just mix it in here first and then pour it in that to pour into my bottle. So how much salt do you use? about, for the amount of water that I have there, would be about a tablespoon, sorry, of salt. And so I have it here, have the water here, pour it in, and you are going to mix. Now you need to make sure that your salt is dissolved before you put in anything else. So you want to keep stirring and mixing until you can see all the salt. Now please, you cannot use regular salt, you have to use sea salt, and you can get sea salt at any grocery store also. So as you can see, there's very little sea salt here left to dissolve, but I'm going to still stir it a little bit more so that it can be almost completely dissolved. Let's give it another like 10 seconds of stirring. And after you finish with this, you're going to actually put in the gel. Now you don't want to put too much gel for it to get hair to be too sticky, but then if you have straight hair and you want it to keep the hold, you would need to put a little extra. So you can put like a teaspoon in this. I'm just going to put a little more than a teaspoon, which is going to be about this amount. And then you now have to also mix this in. So you want to be a little careful. If you're klutz like me, you want to make sure that you have everything. And with the gel added, it's going to get a little cloudy. Want to make sure that the gel is diluted also. Then you don't want your hair too oily or greasy at all with the hairspray. So you want to just get a drop in, and I mean like a drop. So we're going to just put one tiny drop, right? And then the coconut oil. Right. And after you finish, you have to mix. Now because you have oil and water here, every time you use the hairspray, you would need to shake it up. But then that shouldn't be a problem. Just give a little quick shake and you use. So I'm still mixing it in. And I'm going to use my fragrance oil. So this is buttercream again that I'm pouring in, just a tad bit. And I'm going to mix some warm vanilla sugar because this has the really nice buttercream kind of scent, but the warm, the warm vanilla sugar brings a little depth to it. So right. So we have those fragrance oil, and you can use any fragrance oil of your choice, whatever you have. I've seen people use lavender, etc. Now I'm going to put a little bit of the pigment in just to give a little, something to it. And I mean like a little bit of pigment. Like just open the bag, if you have a baggie or a jar, just take a little tip. Maybe even if you use a jar, take a little bit with a knife. Just the tip of a knife, butter knife will be good. And I'm putting in some of the lightening. Right. So I have my pigments in here, and I'm just mixing. And remember, if everything does not mix as you would like it to, all you have to do, remember, is when you pour it in so this is what a mixture looks like. When you pour it in your spray bottle, you will be shaking it again. And because there is oil, you'll find that some of the ingredients will separate a bit. So we are going to pour it now into our spray bottle. You want to be very careful that you don't make a mess, especially if you're like me. You want to be extra careful. So right, I have very little in here, so my eyeballing in terms of measurement was pretty good. So you want to shake this up again in here. Now I fill it almost to the top, right? But which wasn't a smart thing. So yeah, you want to shake it a bit. And I'm going to shake it again, and I want to show you how you use it. That's why I have my hair. Now the only way I can really curl my hair, I don't like using a curling iron. I try to my best to avoid using curling irons or anything with heat, because I already have to deal with how humid the place is. So I usually plait my hair most of the time when I want a little body or a little curl, and I sleep with it at night. So as you can see, I got a little bit of wave here. And so when you use this mixture, of course you're shaking it up, and you spray it, you want to crunch your hair so that it can keep a hold. So spray, shake. Oops, I think I just sprayed my face. And because it has scent to has a scent, you are gonna get a lovely buttercream. And right, so you want to, while you do this, to also crunch it, crunch your hair. As you can see, I'm already getting some body. Now my hair was not plait for too long because I am doing this video after work and it is late at night, so you have to bear with me. But usually once I plait my hair during the day, during the night, and I'm ready to go to work and I use it, I get amazing results. Right, so yeah, we'll work with this. But that's pretty much how it is. You may see a separation and everything, but just once you use, you shake it and you use it. So I hope this was helpful. If you want a lot more shimmer in your hair, definitely put in a lot more pigments. I opt to not put in a lot. I just want something to give my hair a little shine and stuff. So yeah, so I hope this DIY was helpful to you. And if you make your own hairspray, please feel free to share with me what you use. I am super anxious to see what you guys use, and I love these DIY videos. So until next DIY, take care. And all my social media stuff is in the description bar if you want to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, my blog, all those things. Yeah, so I am gone now. Bye bye.